Hello everybody, my name is BlackDawn626. Today I'm actually coming to you with a different type of video. Um, I actually wanted to do something like draw my life, but recent problems are gonna be forbidding me from actually doing any type of drawing whatsoever. In case none of you have heard, some of you have, I recently broke my wrist, so it's going to be forbidding me from actually doing any type of drawing whatsoever. So, I mean, I just thought I would do a vlog instead, because, some of you guys, there's 18,000 plus at the time of this recording, and most of you don't even know who I am. Most of you have never seen my face. No, most of you don't. You you just don't know anything about me. So I figured, you know, let me do a vlog explaining my life story to you guys. It's not as much as I can do, but it's still something that comes personally from my heart. Well, my first name is Dan, and most of the friends I have now call me King Boo, which, I mean, it goes in retrospect with my hat. I was born June 26, 1995, in the greatest city on earth, New York City. I've lived here all my life, and I kind of wish I could be a little bit happier. I mean, as growing up as a child, I wasn't the greatest at everything I tried. I was really, really shy, camera shy, picture shy. I was a very timid child growing up. Not the greatest well-mannered child either. I was enrolled in a private kindergarten center at the age of about 4, maybe 5. I actually don't remember the exact age. And I I remember coming home every day and just telling my mom like I didn't enjoy school. Um, Eventually, I mean, I graduated from that kindergarten center and moved up to my local elementary school. Now, I live in an area where I'm considered a minority even though I'm white. It's predominantly a Spanish background, more specifically a Salvadorian background, and I'm considered a minority here. Anyway, I enrolled in my public elementary school, which is actually located down the road from where I live, and my sister was also attending the same school at the time. The only time we actually went to the same school together, she was in 5th grade, I was in 1st. That school went up to 5th grade, and then went to middle school, which also is right down the road from me as well. Um, but once she left, I didn't speak to anyone. I mean, I was very quiet, and I had no friends growing up. In school, I was predominantly an A minus, a B plus student. And I actually received a lot of recognition because most of my teachers actually told me this after I moved up into the local middle school. They were baffled that I got such high grades and that I didn't even speak in class. I was all alone. I didn't do anything. I mean, obviously I did the work, but I never actually spoke physically to anybody in the class, not even the teachers. So eventually I moved up into middle school, and there will be this one year that I'll never forget. Actually, 2 consecutive years back to back that still haunt my life to this very day. I mean, I'll never forget the day. It was February 2nd, 2007. That was the day that ultimately ended up changing my life for the worst. On that cold winter day, I actually checked into the hospital with severe pains in my stomach, and after getting performed on a couple times for about 24 hours actually, doctors came back to me saying that I was diagnosed with cancer. They diagnosed me with Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 4, which for those of you who don't know, that's the deadliest of the stages in the terms of Hodgkin's anyway. I remember laying on my hospital bed just staring up at the ceiling every single night and was wondering at that point what I have done with my life. I mean, come that point, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I mean, that I was a 7th grader at that point, so I mean, obviously you don't really know what you want to do that young. I mean, some people do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was from that moment on that my life actually changed for the worse. I mean, when I was released from the hospital about 3-4 weeks later, doctors told me that I wouldn't even make it to see my high school graduation at that point. And you know, hearing that news at that young age, that's heartbreaking to you to hear that you're not going to live that much longer. I remember going to school the very next day after I was released, and it was a very cold Tuesday morning in the middle of March for no reason, and I was the oddball out. I mean, I had to wear a beanie to school because I actually had no hair. I mean, you see this now, and this is what happened after I was diagnosed all those years ago. I actually had longer hair that was up to my shoulder in length, actually, and it was all gone within a matter of 3 days of me being diagnosed. I never actually really got to make any other friends after that day, and I actually ended up losing all the friends that I did make because and I remember the exact words that each and every one of them told me. They all told me that they didn't want to associate themselves with someone who wasn't even gonna make it to see their graduation. That they didn't want to deal with all the depression that I would have brought to them, and I was literally a social outcast from that moment onward in school. I mean, growing up was a very tough thing for me because of my Hodgkin's, especially at that young age. And the very next year didn't help at all. It actually made things a lot worse. On January 19th, my father actually checked into the hospital himself because of having the same exact thing. He was having so much pain in his stomach. And I was scared. I mean, I was scared. My father is he's a very tough man, and he doesn't get pain like that at all. And I'm sorry. And he was actually diagnosed with cancer himself. I mean, the difference between his cancer and mine is that mine is actually treatable. I can actually be cured, but he can't. He can't be cured. He can't be cured at all. They found a tumor on his liver, and it cannot be removed for as much as they can try. I remember going back to school the very next day after learning my father was diagnosed with that cancer. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I remember my grades slipping so far. I couldn't concentrate in school anymore. I mean, it was just tough. It was incredibly tough for me to actually concentrate on my work, and I didn't know if I was going to be going home to see my father at any point during the rest of that school year. I still kind of don't. It's 8 years later. I still don't know if I'm going to see my father when he gets home. But I made it through middle school. I forced myself through middle school, just sliding under the radar with solid B's and C's. And I actually made it to high school, and it wasn't any better. High school, I was the kid that always got picked on. I was made fun of because other kids were pointing and laughing at me, telling me in Spanish that I was gonna die and that they were gonna live. Hearing that on a consistent basis isn't fun. I mean, it really takes a toll on you that they'll live and that I'll die eventually. But I forced myself through. I remember graduating. I remember my graduation ceremony too. It's clear as crystal day. I remember that I was asked to give a speech at my graduation ceremony, which consisted of about 1,700 kids and about another 4,500 of chaperones and parents and guardians and people like that. I remember getting up on that podium, looking everyone straight in the eye and telling them all that I made it, that I was pushed down so many times, pushed down, kicked down, brought into a corner, struggling for my life almost every single day I went there, and that I made it. I made it, proving a point. I eventually went on to college, and I'm actually still in college as of the uploading of this video, and I expected things to be a lot better, but they ultimately weren't, and I was still considered a social outcast, and I was made fun of a lot because of my condition that I can't do anything about now. I ultimately decided to commute to my college instead of dorming because I didn't know what would happen to me, and I needed my family for backup and to know that they're there for me if at any point I just ultimately lose it and start and I'm just resting on my deathbed, because if I was away and I died, they would know. They would not know if I died. I mean, I would ultimately tell them that I was hurt, that I'm about to die. But if I went away to college, I don't think they would be able to get to me no matter where I would go. And I remember spring semester of 2014, and that's when I ultimately just decided, I remember telling myself, why am I doing this? I mean, there's no point in me trying anymore. And I remember actually failing every single one of my classes. At spring semester 2014, I took 6 classes, and I got F's in 5 of them and a D in 1. And my college, you get credit even if you get a D or above, which doesn't make any sense because a D is still a failing grade. But even to this day, even at the recording of this vlog, my future is still clouded. I don't know what I want to do. I'm taking education courses at my college because I want to become a certified teacher. I'm doing YouTube because that's a hobby, and I would kind of like to build upon that, even though it's not about the money. I don't care about the money. I really don't care. The money I earn in my videos, I'm just gonna give it away because I don't care about that money. That money could help someone else, just like donations from Cancer Society has helped my family out significantly. I also write a lot of stories on the side, just as another hobby. I also draw a lot, which, I mean, as you can see, I'm all over the place. I compose music, I write stories, draw, I want to be a teacher, and I also want to build a career in YouTube. I mean, that's literally all around the ballpark. I don't know what I want to do. Now, to this very day, since the start of 2015, things have been kind of looking up for me. I mean, I recently got a test back about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago that my percentage of cancer is only at 1%. I mean, that, as happy as that makes me feel, I still feel like my time has been cut short significantly here on Earth. And I really want to help shape the future, touch other people's lives, and just do what I want to do. But the only problem is that I don't know what that picture of me doing something is. Throughout my life, I've actually given up on love. I've only had one girlfriend, and when I was diagnosed with cancer, she broke up with me because she also said that she didn't want to be around someone who will be depressed every single day for the rest of his life. I've also given up on life, but I'm starting to learn now that I should put some faith into life, because anything can happen. My life, I was always too eager to grow up. I've always wanted to become an adult at a much earlier opportunity that I have, and thanks to the cancer diagnosis, I was able to do that. It's not the best way to learn how to grow up, but I mean, it does teach you that life doesn't last forever. As much as I would love to be here for for the rest of Earth's existence, forever, for the remaining of time. I don't care. I know that life doesn't always last forever. I mean, it never lasts forever. So I've been learning to cope with that and just make as much of a difference as I possibly can. And with the help of you guys, 18,000 subscribers plus at this recording, if you're coming from my Facebook page, over 5,000 likes, at anything. If I've touched one of your lives because of this vlog, just in the most, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I really don't know what to say at this point. I guess what I'm trying to say, I mean, I don't know exactly how to put it, but I guess I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful that I've actually made a difference, that I've proven people wrong, that I can actually make it to past the deadline that someone tells me that I will not see. They said I wouldn't be able to see my high school graduation. I'm a sophomore in college, going to be a junior. I'm going to pursue something. I don't know what that something is, but I'm going to pursue it, and I'm going to make the best of my life as I can. So I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I do apologize for all of the depression that this vlog has given you guys. I'm sorry, but you guys don't know me that much. And hopefully after this vlog, you guys will understand where I come from, where I truly come from. Hopefully you guys can understand why I've taken so much hiatuses over the course of my YouTube career. I understand that you subscribe to one person, you expect videos at least once a week, if not something like how Markiplier does it, or Rooster Teeth, or Let's Play, or whatever, where they post multiple videos every single day. But they don't know what I go through. They don't know how much I struggle in my life. Markiplier probably does after seeing his Draw My Life segment, but you guys don't know the pain that I've been given. I was close to committing suicide multiple times, and I've stuck by, proved everyone wrong, that you can knock me down as many times as you want and as hard as you want, but I will get back up. I will get back up, and I will fight for my life, because I want to live just as long as any one of you guys can. I have cancer. You guys don't. Most of you don't. Whoever does, you guys know exactly what I'm going through. It's not the same type of cancer, and if it is, that's just sheer coincidence. I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but cancer patients look at life a lot differently than people who just sit on the sidelines or don't have any cancer at all. But what I'm really trying to say now that I've drifted off topic a little bit, is that I'm here to make a difference in your lives. I want to help make the world a better place. And I know that's an overly used cliche, and that a lot of YouTubers say the same thing, and they also say that it's not about the money. I don't give a flying shit about the money my videos earn. I do this for fun because I love doing this. I like doing this. I love doing this. It makes me feel better because my life, I do not wear a smile outside of any of these videos that I do. And if I do, it's a false smile. It's a false smile because not one of those people that I actually hang out with understands just how painful my life has become, how much it really hurt in the past, how much it will hurt in the future, and how much it hurts now. Outside of these videos, I'm an entirely different person. Speaking to you right now for the last 20 minutes, I've spoken to you guys more than any of my friends that I've known for over 2 years now. I'm speaking to a webcam right now, going out to hopefully millions of people, trying my best to make a difference and tell you that everything does get better. Everything will get better no matter how dark the tunnel becomes, no matter how dark the night gets. As a famous quote that I like, it once went, "The night is always darkest just before the dawn." Everyone's dawn is going to come, no matter how long it takes, whether it's a week, a day, or 20 years. Everyone's dawn comes, and it's not the dawn for you to go into the afterlife. It's the dawn to start another day, to start a better day, to start a better life. I'm waiting for my dawn. I don't know when that'll come. I don't know if I'll be able to get to see it. But I know that by struggling onward, I'm inching closer to that dawn, no matter how long it takes. And I want you guys to know, you guys, the dawn is coming for you guys. If you're living in dark times right now, hard times, dark times, depressing times, there is help. There are people that care. I am one of them. I don't always respond to my comments on my videos because I get a lot of them per day. I get a lot of them per day. I get a lot of them on my Facebook page per day. But I am here. You can vent to me. I'm a great listener. And I know this isn't about my life anymore. I've gone off topic for the last 3.5 minutes, I believe. So I'll just wrap this up. I love doing what I do. And although I don't know what I want to do in the future, I'm just living in the now, the present, today. And I love you guys. I really love you guys. I don't know any of you personally, but I love you guys for actually supporting me while I make these videos. I know my newer videos, they don't get as much views as my older ones do. I don't care. Just as long as they get anywhere between 1 view and an infinite amount of views, I don't care. Because I enjoy doing what I do now. And I hope you guys enjoy doing what you do now. And hopefully what you will do in the future. Because life is better when you're enjoying it. Not when you're just sitting idly by waiting for something to happen. You need to make the opportunity to go out there, grab whatever it is that you want, and make it part of your lives. And I suppose I've gone on for a little bit longer than I thought I would go on for. But thank you guys so much for watching this. If I've touched any of your lives, thank you. I know I don't normally post like videos like that, and when they do, they're in a set conjunction bulk. But thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. It really does. And hopefully, I will see you next time. So long, everybody. Bye.